Isn't it wild how all things seem to happen at the same time, whether that's a market correction or a market move to the upside? In this video, we're going to be taking a look at some key points that happened for the cryptocurrency industry today and what it means for you as an investor in this space. All of that in this video. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe, and let's get right into it. So welcome back to the channel, everybody. Don't forget, turn your notification bell on, click all so you do not miss a beat in this cryptocurrency bull market. But I wanted to cover off a couple of very interesting things that happened today and give my outlook on why I am still incredibly bullish right now on where the cryptocurrency market is going. Now, for those of you that were in my live stream, you know the market's been in a real bit of volatility over the course of the last 3 or 4 days, currently sitting at $2.35 trillion market cap. And there's been some very important voting, decision-making, and more important, law enforcing going on in the space, all of which adding to this volatility. But the time may be coming where we see this settle down. We actually start to see Bitcoin follow a similar pattern. Now, we're only about a month from the halving, and we've probably got another couple of months to go before we truly start to see the market move to the upside. However, like I said, there is some very interesting things going on in the background. Namely, we saw a big vote right now coming out of the Senate over in the US, voting to kill the SEC's crypto accounting rule. Now, for many of you that may not know what's going on, ultimately a rule was passed by the SEC stopping big institutional corporations ultimately having cryptocurrency assets, using assets, or even to the point where they absolutely can give assets as part of their company. And this is a very interesting point. We know with the launch of the Bitcoin ETFs, we are seeing a big inflow of people wanting to get in. I talked yesterday in my video specifically around some of these big hedge funds, these big banks, all buying these ETFs. And the 13B filings that have been done to the SEC have highlighted how big this actually is. But what's really interesting with this is a 60-38 vote in the Senate, ultimately arguing to remove the blocker put in by Chairman Gary Gensler, stopping these big companies buying into the cryptocurrency assets, which I think is very, very interesting. Ultimately, what does it mean now? This votes to the president of the United States to give his view. Now, the reality here is the rumor mill is working overdrive, and I think he's gone on record by saying that he would veto this as it is absolutely in the protection of the consumers. The reality here is it isn't. It's about the correction of the SEC, the big banks, and all those people that line their pockets with it. But what we do know is a shift in the Senate, a supportive of cryptocurrency. And this could be a big deal. And you may ask yourself, well, why? Why could this be such an important part? Well, this is where it gets pretty interesting. 937 institutional investors have reported holding Bitcoin ETFs, 10 times the amount that we saw on gold ETFs at the same duration of life. And this is kind of crazy because actually not a lot of people knew this prior to these 13B forms, these 13F forms going in. It says, experiencing phenomenal growth, BlackRock Spot Bitcoin ETF gained more than 400 asset ownership notifications in its first 13F season, which Bloomberg ETF analyst Eric Balcones described as mind-blowing and record-breaking achievement. So we now know that there is a huge amount of institutional money trying to flow into the market. We also know that the Senate is positive about the integration of cryptocurrency. Now, will we have to give a little bit of regulatory compliance? Of course we will. However, we do know that there is a shift now to protect the US consumer when it does come to the cryptocurrency assets, but not in the sentiment that we get from the SEC. So this is a very big moment. The question right now is, does Biden veto this or not? It would absolutely cement his stance in the upcoming election, where you've got basically Trump that's gone pro-crypto. Whether that is true and whether that actually comes out in the forefront will yet to be seen. However, he has publicly said that he will embrace it because it ultimately brings it back into the US. By Biden saying no, it ultimately then makes him anti-crypto, and the Senate, like we said, looking to pass that bill. What's also interesting is we then start to see news articles like this. Cryptocom Aidan Patrisky faces fraud and money laundering charges. We saw 2 people that ultimately defrauded people with MEV on the Ethereum chain for 25 million. Huge numbers of articles coming out now, again, telling everybody how bad cryptocurrency is for the world. And it kind of feels like it happens for a reason. Not only do you get this vote that's really positive for cryptocurrency, we then see all of these news articles out of nowhere, including Elizabeth Warren saying that she will fight even harder to bring cryptocurrency down. Very interesting. But like ever in this space, it's always worth looking at the chart. And ultimately, the charts today took a little bit of a correction. Don't forget this on the back of a 7.5% move yesterday. But right now, holding up pretty solid. We need to see 65,237 support in the next 58 minutes. We would then close above the 0.5 Fibonacci in this range here, which would be very bullish for us going into Friday. And history tells us going into some very good moves through the weekend. I still think we're a little bit early, but I'd love to see us hold the 0.5, retest the 0.618 at the 67,294 range, aligned with the rest of the altcoin market, which still, in my opinion, feels undervalued. Could show some real signs of strength in the next few days. But as always, let me know what you think of all of this SEC and all of this Senate vote. And which way do you think President Joe Biden is going to go? Do you think he vetoes, or do you think he allows this to run? I'm really interested to think what you see in the comments, and it does help out the channel massively. Don't forget the like and subscribe button for all of your daily cryptocurrency content. And until the next one, have a great day, and I'll see you guys very soon. Bye-bye.